Hey guys, this is Dave from MortgageGuy.com. And in this video, I'm gonna break down how I built my brand and really give you some nuggets that you can use as you're trying to build your brand. But before I do, please subscribe to my YouTube channel to keep up with more videos like this. So like you can tell from the beginning of the video, I'm Dave, your mortgage guy. And I want to break down where that came from and how I started and how I built that brand to where we are today, okay? So I've been in the mortgage business for 20 years. In the beginning, when I first started, I was David Krichmar with such and such company, right? And there's a couple things to walk away with from that, including this photo here, where I was really trying to look professional and grown up at the time, right? Is I would call and say, hey Bob, hey Diane, this is David Krichmar with such and such company. And Krichmar is very, ethnic last name, very rare. There's not many of us, very few if any, that I know of anymore in the United States. So it wasn't a common name. A lot of people don't know how to pronounce it. So when I would call, they'd say who, what, where, and it was a very long intro, and it was a very humbling and embarrassing type intro, right? Of me having to introduce myself. So what I realized is I would call and just say, hey, it's Dave, you're a mortgage guy, right? They knew who I was right away. I didn't have to have a long explanation. And I also put the you're in there because there was a connection there.
You had a very, very strong connection.
I'm your mortgage guy, not a mortgage guy, not the mortgage guy. I'm your mortgage guy, right? I want to work with you. And I want you to work with me. So I started that and I got some momentum with it. And I said, hey, you know what? I think I can run with this. So I bought the website, daveyourmortgageguy.com, and I really started to increase my exposure using it on blogs, back when blogs were a big deal, and on social media. I said, hey, I'm just really gonna build on this, okay? Don't get me wrong. In the early years, I had people tell me that was stupid, not a good idea. Some people said not to do it, right? And I didn't listen to any of them because I knew I could get traction there. There was a great authenticity in what I was doing. I was your mortgage guy. And the other thing I thought about this from a branding standpoint. One, it automatically tells you what I do. It makes it easier, okay? The other thing is this. I literally thought on how, if there's a list of multiple lenders that are given out, which happens, right? Or they're searching, how can I jump that line? So if I'm one of 5 lenders on a list or they're Googling lenders, how can I jump that line? Well, Dave, your mortgage guy is memorable. It's interesting. It's easy to find on the internet. You can Google that and find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all of those things. So they could find me easier than my competition, find me more places, right? And get a feeling of who they were working with in advance, not just a name and a number and the company stock website. And so I put a lot of work into that. And when I would introduce myself, I'd introduce myself as Dave, your mortgage guy, to anybody, to realtors, to insurance agents, to clients, to title companies.
Now I know exactly what's going on.
Everybody. There's some people who may not even know my last name, that I was so bought into that. And so when you're building a brand, one, understand it takes a long time, right? I'm over a decade of Dave, your mortgage guy. And so it took time, it took traction. People remember that. It's memorable. It's easier for a client to come back 5 years later and find me online than such and such with such and such company, right? It's not memorable. Think about that as you're building your real estate career. What separates you? And it's okay to double down on that branding. Maybe it's for a specific neighborhood, specific area. Maybe you're gonna focus on luxury versus condos, right? Or whatever it is, don't be afraid to commit to it because that's what's making you memorable. You're gonna stand out that way. You're gonna jump ahead of the list. I think some people get scared to do something like this because it may not be what they want to give up on all that other business. You're not. You're specializing. You're standing out. Now I've been doing it for so long, I know for a fact that there's lenders who have told me that they've stolen my idea nationally and used it. And there's a lot more of Dave, your mortgage guy, Dan, your mortgage guy, things like that. And so, now it's a little bit easier, but I've got that traction. I've built that career going into it, so it stands out, right? So think about this as you're building a brand, where to start, where to get the idea, right? And commit to it. Make sure all of your marketing matches that. Don't kind of commit to it. Hey, I'm Dave. I'm Dave, your mortgage guy. I do mortgages. Like, Dave, your mortgage guy. Commit to it. All of your branding, everything has to match that. Go all in, and you're going to see huge returns in that. All right? Call or email me anything. Comment down below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you find my videos helpful, I'd love to be your lender. Thanks, guys.